Hey, how's it going? So, excuse me. Today I want to, I just am gonna read the cards I pulled today just for myself, but not, excuse me. I didn't pull them for like some question I had, is just sort of the question I have is what, what is the day gonna have in store? Like, what kind of tone can I look forward to? And I've mentioned it before that I got these oracle cards. They're not actually tarot cards, they're oracle cards. And I just want to get it out of the way right up front. The one I'm going to use right now that I'm talking about is the Shaman's Dream Oracles. I've been leaving off the oracles part when I've been telling the name of these things. So just wanted to clear that up. If I can't clear my throat, maybe I can at least clear that. So the first one I pulled was hold on. I finally got around to making the guidebook pages at least, a small. I cut them down, so it wasn't just flapping pages all over. Anyway, so the first card I pulled was First Breath, Beginner's Mind. And I just sort of realized today that I've just been kind of reading them and I'll look at them, but I realized that I really wasn't paying a lot of attention to what's on them, or at least I hadn't been talking about it, like even to myself. So I looked at this and what I saw was well, okay, maybe I should read the guidebook first before I talk about it, because I think they sort of tie in together since they are part of a set. So it's card number 21, First Breath. A fresh start and renewed curiosity, natural trust, beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, it's time to leave the old stories and takes behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and another. There is nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There is no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage is to get to where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Even if it is a familiar place you have come to many times before, try to experience it as if for the first time, for you are renewed and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation that was so difficult only a few days ago, just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it. Even if no one else realizes this yet, soon enough they will as you move on. Do not squander the power of first breath, giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. So, looking at the card, actually, and really taking a good look at it, it's got a bunch of planets going on. Like, it's just like a bunch. It's not how space actually conducts itself, I don't think, because it seems like if whole planets were that close together, it would just be kind of a gravitation mess. I don't even know how to call something like that. But it's got like a sort of a Jupiter planet going on, and then there's a very blue one that could be a sort of Earth planet. And oh wow. So when I looked at it earlier, I did not see this. This did not resolve until right now. But I'm going to show you first what I saw the first time. If you see what's actually there or what I just saw, just let me go. I'll be done soon. So here, all of this business here, it's white gold light, which to me I associate with like spirit. If it's got to do with spirit, or if it's filled with spirit, or like that's the light of spoonerism. Here it's spilling, spirit healing. So I thought not too much about that, and the planets, aside from the gravitational stuff, they didn't like mean much to me. But this business here at the top of the gold white light, I thought, well, that looks sort of like a Stonehenge or a like a chessboard or something. Oh, I'm not holding it up. This right here. I thought it looks like there's like sort of columns going on in there. I thought, and I just thought it was like first breath, like giving birth to a new planet. But just now, what I saw is this black area. This one here. There's a face in there. See, my vision is going kooky, so I'm just gonna assume that that's clear to you. If I get in my bifocal, if grandma gets in her bifocal, she can see, for God's sake. Getting old is fun, okay. Seriously. So, but yeah, white face, black hair, like war paint almost. Arm up to the side, very white hand. One over here, maybe gesturing somehow, another white hand. And then, like, what is this? The person's body? Like, what? And what is this? Like, what was I seeing before? All kinds of kooky stuff. But I guess you can see more than one thing. So, aside from my laughing fit, sort of keep in mind what I was talking about there with the breath and the planets, because the other card that I pulled, well, actually I didn't pull either of them. They both just sort of jumped into my hand, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm taking these two. Because usually I'll just take one just to keep it simple, because I feel like I'm still figuring out what I'm doing here with these things. So anyway, the second card I pulled was number 36, Lost in Space, Needing Direction. Whoa, sorry about that. I wish I could do groundskeeper Willie's accent. I'm bad at this. Anyway, yes, if I can see it, I'm assuming you can see it. Lost in Space, Needing Direction. Notice this card has white gold light and a bird person breathing gold white breath into this planet here that's getting a heat up. Well, come on now. A heat up on this side. Whoa. Where is it? There. On this side, that little gold spot. Oh, God, my fingernails are dirty. Well, it's weed, so it's not dirt. Anyway, and I don't know what this is, like a burst of inspiration or some such thing, but when I looked at this earlier, let me make sure I really saw that. Yeah. I don't know where these cards came from. Both of the people have, I would say, polysyllabic European names. But anyway, this right here, to me, looked like the United States. I'm not trying to be all, like, nation-centric and I'm so patriotic, it's just everywhere. No, that's not what it is. But, I mean, we're going through something, and we're having maybe a first breath, a beginner's, a first breath as the new card. It was the first, a first breath as the, a first breath as the new card had on it. I talked about, and then this one, good Lord. With the also planet theme continuing, but for me personally, as an American living in America right now, it's, if you look at it in a certain light, things are kind of crazy, kind of gnarly. Like today, the ex-president, I should say, the former president, whose validity as president I hereby register that I have always questioned. And anyway, that guy got a second indictment and actually was arrested today and had to go down to the jail in Florida and blah blah blah. Anyway, it's stuff like that, and then there are a lot of Americans that feel like he's the guy that should be the president, and regardless of what he may or may not have done, I don't know what everyone believes to be true. Excuse me. But he was a criminal, a fraudster, long before The Apprentice or anything like that. There's a history, a recorded history of this person before 2016. And I was appalled at that time how few people were very aware of it that were his backers. But there is a sort of trait that they have, and this is one of those things where I know I'm going to say it or write it and put it out for people to see, and there's going to be a whole lot of, I wouldn't say that, or I wouldn't do it that way. Now, I'm not saying that this is me having this situation, but I think that there's a lot of people that believe in this guy, and they, I know, have been told in the past to not listen to or believe in the MSM, the mainstream media, and to only listen to like conservative voices, which at the time this began, there wasn't, I think there was only Newsmax, although I don't know, because that's not like my lane. But after Trump, I know there became like Voice of America and OAN and whatever. I think there's a couple more. I know there's a bunch more. I don't know. That's the point that I'm trying to make about those things. Don't know that much about them. But at the beginning, I know that in one instance there was a show. It had to have been on Fox, I guess. Or no, I guess it could have been like an Alex Jones or something. I don't know. I was spending some time with Q people, so I was looking at their media a lot. And one of their outlets had said, like, don't, or maybe it was Trump, Actually, that makes more sense, but it could be both. Don't believe the news. Like, it's fake news. That slogan, right? So they're not inclined to look elsewhere and examine like what the other people are saying. They're just like rejecting it out of hand, which here's what I was talking about earlier. I wouldn't do that. I would not go that route because I'm, I guess, more suspicious. I want to know if everybody's telling the truth about what they're saying, because I want to make sure that people telling me stuff is a real thing before I get in line behind it or, stop listening to other stuff, which well, I don't know why I'm saying that because it kind of contradicts within the middle of what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. Okay, scene on that. Anyway, so yeah, the bird person still looks like the bird person or angel. I know that my impression about that light above her head was like inspiration flapper. She's getting a blast of inspiration. Sorry. No, I'm not. God, that's a terrible habit. Okay, so Lost in Space, number 36. Feeling lost, needing direction and focus. A 24-hour day. Sometimes in life we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely charging for the better. A part of us, hiding in the vast expansiveness of space, wants to sabotage our progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable, as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You may be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your past mistakes and flaws, failures, and losses. Whew, that was a long sentence. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognize that you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. And I usually pull like another card from one of my other decks, and I've been using my wild animal deck. I looked at it before I came in here. I was like, should I bring the box in here? I'll remember. I've had that deck for years. I've had the other one for like some months. This one I've had for years. Krans, I believe, is the artist and person that makes these cards. I'll put the name of it in the information box. I don't want to get up and go get it because I'm so blocked in by so many little parts of my arrangement here that I'm just going to tell you from memory. Anyway, her cards really, she says in her guidebook that she would like you at some point to not use it and to look at the cards like the animal and think of their nature and how they behave. And this was the part I was a little shaky on. I guess somehow translated into the information that about the question you've asked, but like I haven't really asked a specific question, but it has meaning for me because what else it said about the camel was that, you know, how long it can last without water and how it has adapted over time to be this like machine that can just keep going and has like figured out ways to even adapt, like evolve its own physiology to be able to exist in a completely sere and dehydrating place like the desert And you just like somewhere inside all those lumps conserving enough water to go on and on and on, and do you know how their feet work? Oh my goodness. Try and look up a video on like the structure of their feet and how they like how the feet actually land on the sand. It's kind of amazing, and it looks almost like like one of the sci-fi movies where they have like the spaceships that take off from land, like space jets or like bigger things, but they'll have these like three clawed like talon feet thing, but they're blunt and like rectangular and not pointed like toes or talons actually, because they're like a machine. But there's like all these servos and I don't know about pulleys, probably not those, but there's like a lot of like things turning and moving as these things like and set down. Like that sound effect, but I hope you know what I'm getting at. And so like the camel's foot almost has those same like automated shapes and movements as it like steps on and off of the sand. You have to look it up. It's crazy. It's very cool. So for me, the moon is like sticking out, of course, a lot, but I'm not really sure how it really what it has to do with my overall feeling about this card as to how it relates to everything else I said, because for me the camel like is like kind of really equipped to go where you don't know what's coming next, like in a desert. Like you really have to sense where like food or water or shelter will be at the good time of place to be at those places, to not be prey, to not be, like baked to death by the sun. It's like they have a lot of onboard native instincts to how to survive in an extremely harsh and potentially deadly, from so many things I would imagine, like place that they live. So I feel like all of us right now, because things are so different, like not just because of like the president indictment thing, because out of the ordinary sort of legal problems have been oopsie pretty common for that guy. It's the finally seeing him get in trouble for these things and not just being able to buy or talk his way out of them, however he's done it in the past, many different ways. He's been very, very squirmy, very canny, actually. Of course, he's had help. But that's new and different for my society. We don't really punish people like presidents for wrongdoing, even if there's tons of evidence. And the last time this almost happened, that guy was like ashamed enough, and I think a similar type of narcissist, I guess you kind of have to be one to be president, but a similar type one where you think you could like take over the whole thing. Oh my God. Sorry, I just watched, not sorry. I just watched All the President's Men with Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux, and wacky. Interesting. I liked it. I may do a video on it, but I gotta tell you, I really wondered, where was Roger Stone in all of that? Like, wasn't he like the president's chief of staff? Wouldn't he have been balls deep in all of that shit? But anyway, kind of helped set off like what's going on now. So we've been on a long slog, but it's been kind of like the same thing over and over. Like the guy doesn't see prosecution, or like his associates don't. And it's funny, it's like he sort of sang out his own death sentence talking about drain the swamp, drain the swamp. And it turns out him and his friends are in the bottom feeding in the swamp. It's very I'm not laughing out of amusement to be like gloating. I'm laughing because I mean this is what they, like, all those people I just mentioned, this is what they came here to do. Like, this is their raison d'etre. This is what their life means. Like, it's like Roger Stone is a lifer. Look him up if you don't know, like, about his past and his association with the other guy that almost did get indicted and arrested. But no, he had some shame and he left. But oh, I was going to say, I also think that somewhere in Nixon, I think there was still a reverence for the country, and I think he just was brought to his knees by the realization, like, oh crap, I just got busted, and what was I doing? Like, from what I understand, he was hella drunk all the time, so he weren't making such great decisions. And, you know, the other ones, the other cars, I feel like they were hopeful with the golden light and like my feeling of the birthing of the planets and the the angel, not the bird person, but the other one that I didn't see first. I think the other image, I feel like the other image is still there and it's sort of part of whatever her role is in forming what comes of the first breath. And that's like kind of, ooh, I swore I was going to stab in my eyes this time, but I guess I couldn't do it. We're just on the verge of who knows what, pretty much, is what I'm getting at. And I feel like the cards bore out how I was feeling, so I'll probably start just coming on here and reading what I pick, because they've been so, like, right on for, like, I ask, like, what's the tone of the stuff going on? And it's like, this, that, the other thing kind of nails it. So, jeez. Who do I got time? Oh, yeah, I'm not doing this right now. I had, like, this whole burst of just writing come out, and I was going to try to fit them in this one video, but I guess I'm not going to do that because I'm already at half an hour. So you've had enough. I hope that was as amusing for you as it was for me. It was fun. Okay, thank you and good night.